If I can go back 3.5 years ago, before I became a Notary Public, started doing that as a side hustle, here are some things that I would totally do differently that will save you time and money. In this video, I'm going to be going over the 3 things I wish I knew before I became a Notary Public. I got my notary commission back in June of 2021, and I have had that commission and I've worked that commission for the past 3.5 years, on and off, but now I'm back and I'm using it again more and more, and I love it. I love that it's easy to make money with this. I love the fact that I've optimized my Google business page so the calls really come to me and I get to set the appointments and have them come over to my office when I'm ready for it, like when I have the time. The number one thing I learned was you do not have to rely on signing services. You actually should not rely on signing services. The fees, there's a huge difference in them, whether you're going to have the middleman, which is the signing service, or if you're going to go solo. It's obviously better for you to market yourself and to go out there and get your own clients rather than sign up for signing services on signingorder.com, on SnapDocs, on all these other platforms, and then you wait for that phone call to come in, for that text message to come in, for that email, whatever notifications you opted in for. You're just waiting for that, and you're wasting time. You really are. Money is out there to be made, and I don't know, like, where this came from that you can make a whole lot of money just by signing up on signing services, but that is a straight up lie. It is a lie. You're not going to make a whole lot of money doing that. And apart from that, because I have to be honest with you, there comes like waves, where all of a sudden I'm getting all these notifications from signing services, and then it's like a huge just silence. There's just nothing. And if I were to just rely on signing services, my notary business would not survive. I wouldn't be making money in this. And I mean, what's the point of having this like side hustle that doesn't make you money? Don't rely on signing services. You have to have your own marketing. I do have a whole video on like how I optimized my Google business page, how I'm the one getting the calls and I don't have to go out and seek. But I also have another video on direct mail marketing, which is a strategy that I saw on here on YouTube being used by another notary professional. And I was like, that is smart. I'm going to try it. But obviously in my area, they're in a whole different state. But it has been working out. And I think that's so much better than me having to I hope I get a notification today. I hope someone messages me. I hope that it's not going to happen like that. Okay, so number 2, which kind of ties into that first piece of advice, you have to learn how to market. Whether you are going to be marketing your services in person, like going business to business, or, maybe putting your stand somewhere and handing out your business cards or whatever it is, right? But in-person interactions, or you're going to do online marketing. It has to be one or the other, because like I said, relying on a signing service is not going to get you far. I'd rather tell you this and be honest with you right now, because I don't know. I don't like getting those emails. It really breaks my heart. Like when I've had this for a couple years now and I haven't put it to use, the notary commission. I signed up for all these signing services and nothing has came in. And sometimes I just want to jump through the phone and be like, where did you get that from? Who told you that you can just sign up for signing services and that you would get jobs? And that you would make all this money? Like, no, it's not going to work out like that, especially now. I never really heard about like notary or anything like that online until a few years ago. And I do think that, it's the internet, you guys. Like, let's just be real with each other. We're all adults here. As soon as something becomes a trend and people start to hop on, there's only so much supply and demand. And even though some people do fall off, like they become a notary public, but then they don't do the work, they don't go out. So they fall off. And I don't think there's ever a bad time to get into this business, but I think you have to do a lot to get the business, to get the clients, to get paid. And you can't just put yourself in a pool full of hundreds of other notaries, like signing services is what I'm talking about. And hope and pray that you're going to be the one that gets picked. Because the other frustration that I get from a lot of you, which I don't get through direct marketing and having direct clients, is I pushed accept. I put that I was available. Why am I not getting assigned? Here's the thing. Again, I don't know if anyone's telling you this, but I'll be the one that tells you this, okay? There are favorites. There's the favorites. There's favorites on the signing service platforms. They're actually like, they can go in and favorite their notaries, like who they like to work with the most. And they have a list of their go-to notaries. I'm not telling you not to get into this business, but what I'm telling you is if you stick to these platforms that already have like their go-to notaries, it's going to be very hard for you to get assigned, especially when, like, I've given you all the tip to call. Like at the bottom of the notification, you're going to see what signing service, what Notary Public, or whoever it is that's sending you the job. It's going to have their information on there. I always tell you, you have to screenshot that, make sure you click accept, and that you call them. This doesn't guarantee that you're going to get assigned, but it does help put you on the radar for sure. Like I said, you're in a pool of hundreds, thousands of other Notary Publics when you're signing up for signing services. When you go on your Google business page and you optimize it and you just focus on growing that, when someone goes online and searches, let's just say like yesterday I had someone that needed to have what was it? It was like some sort of a child travel consent form. There's a whole lot of those right now because it's summertime. With a signing service, right, you kind of have to fight for it. You have to fight for the assignment. When someone just goes onto your Google business page and they're searching like, oh, okay, like I was saying, the child travel consent forms are like huge right now. It's summertime. And this individual found me not through a signing service, but just by getting on her phone and searching notary near me. And Google does the rest of the job for you. Honestly, it does. And I got the call. How did I get the call? I showed up. I showed up on the map, literally showed up on Google Maps. I have a Google business page. So I'm going to show up. I am not telling you that you have to have an office in order for this to work out for you either, because this was still working out even as a mobile notary when I didn't have a mobile, not a mobile office. When I didn't have an actual office space, it still worked out even for mobile. So my Google business page is it for me. And again, there's a whole video on optimizing your Google business page and doing all that. Please implement what I'm telling you. I'm not just taking the time to make these videos for nothing. I really want to help you out. And these things really do help people out. I'll show you guys a recent comment that I got from someone that took the one of the programs that I have for business and marketing, your notary business, and it's been working out for her. And so she's implemented everything. She's not just like listened and watched and learned, but actually done what I'm telling her that I did, and it's working for her. So hopefully you implement what I'm telling you. Okay, last thing before I let you go, very important. Please don't go buying and overspending on equipment because someone somewhere said that you need a high-speed laser printer, double tray, and like all this other nonsense. Let me be the first to tell you, because I haven't seen anyone come on here and say it, and I'm pretty good, like tech savvy. A double tray printer, I couldn't figure out how to make it work with loan documents and getting it like legal paper on legal paper and like letter paper on letter paper. I don't know what was up with it. I called customer service so many times. They couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. It got to the point where I had a loan signing. Dumb printer was not doing its thing, and it was a mixed packet. So I had letter and legal size. everything started printing out in legal. Like halfway, I'm like, no, because I stepped away so confidently thinking I already called customer service. Customer service told me that this was going to print out correctly. And I stepped away. And when I came back, half of that, and it's 300 pages, okay? And half of that printed on legal, and it shouldn't have. It was a whole mess. And I just remember thinking like, this is way too much stress right before I have to go and do an appointment. Too stressful. And sometimes the jobs that you get assigned, they won't send you the documents that you have to print until like 2 hours before, sometimes an hour before, and having to deal with all that like boom, 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 what do I do? Nonsense. So stick to a single tray printer, monochrome, which is black toner ink. If you need to, use your color printer that you have at home and use the PDF page sorter. I have another video on that, okay? I have videos on a lot of this that I'm talking to you about. Please don't go buying expensive things that then you're going to get frustrated with and you're going to have to return. When you're just starting off, start with what you have. That home printer that you have will work out perfectly until you make a few checks, and then you can decide if you want to go and buy a double printer. But from my personal opinion, I don't like dealing with double printers. I just don't. So if you're not a tech-savvy person, I'm telling you right now, don't get a double printer. Don't get a double printer. Use a single tray, and then you can use the PDF page sorter, and I explained to you guys how to do that. Okay, so that was it for this video. 3 things that I wish I knew before becoming a notary public, and I hope that it helps you out too. Save time, save money, save energy, everything, the whole thing. Again, I have all the resources that I used to help me become a knowledgeable and successful notary and to have this side hustle going for years now. All of the information is linked below. I hope that this video was helpful, and if it was, please let me know, comment so that I can make more videos like this for you guys. Any questions, leave them in the comments and I will reply. Have a great day, everyone. Take care. Please implement what I'm telling you. Bye. Sorry, I have to get a thumbnail. Cheese.